For our members' statements today, we will hear from the honourable members for the districts of Lewisporte-Twillingate, Fogo Island, Cape Freels, Conception Bay East, Bell Island, and Conception Bay East and Harbour, Maine, for St. John's East-Quidi, Vidi. And before I introduce the member statements, I would like to recognize that Ms. Deidre Lono is joining us today for a very special member statement. So let's start with the honourable member for Lewisporte-Twillingate. Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's great to be back. On June the 8th, I had the distinct honour to attend the annual review ceremony of 83 Britain Sea Cadet Corps. All cadets did an exceptional job with their marching, band performances, and various displays of the skills they have learned throughout their training. Cadets are encouraged to become active, responsible members of the community while they learn valuable life and work skills such as teamwork, leadership, and citizenship. A number of awards were presented during the ceremony, with Ethan Otter receiving the Lord Strathcona Trust Fund Medal, which is the highest award that can be bestowed upon a cadet in recognition of exemplary performance in physical and military training. Jasmine Blake received the Legion Medal of Excellence. Samuel Anstey was presented with the Most Proficient Cadet, while Jacob Bennett took Top on Parade Cadet. Instructors Lieutenant Navy Monique Wellman and Tara King were presented with the National Cadet and the Junior Canadian Rangers Support Group Commanders Award. Mr. Speaker, I ask all members to join me in congratulating the cadets and instructors of 83 Britain Cadet Corps and wish them much success in the future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The honourable member for Fogo Island, Cape Freels.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, I feel honoured and privileged to rise in this House and tell off incredible accomplishments by residents of my district of Fogo Island, Cape Freels. We all know how important participation, teamwork, physical fitness shapes a young mind. There is no better example of that than Noah Carter. Noah will be graduating grade 12 from Pearson Academy in New West Valley in the coming weeks. Not only will he be graduating at the top of his class, he will be graduating with a room full of athletic awards. Noah excelled in all school sports. At hockey, softball, basketball, track and field, volleyball, badminton, table tennis, and ultimate frisbee competitions, you will find Noah at the top of the heap. His parents, Jeffrey and Lorna, as you would expect, are very proud of him. Recently, at a school sports NL banquet, Noah was awarded the Brother G.I. Moore Student Athlete of the Year in the 3A male category. Pearson Academy will forever remember Noah for his big smile and ease in which he led up the team with his leadership and gracefulness. Noah, you are indeed a gentleman. Keep up the good work. We wish you well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The honourable member for Conception Bay East, Bell Island.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this past Thursday, I had the privilege of attending this year's graduation of the Community Adult Basic Education Program on Bell Island. 6 diplomas and six certificates were awarded to those who had completed their high school equivalency or for those moving on to another level in the program. For over a decade, this program has been offering educational supports for more than 100 students and have seen many of those go on to post-secondary institutions to further their career path. The program has started by offering a Level 1 educational program, then with its uptake and support, quickly moved to also offering a Level 2 program. It wasn't too long before the Bell Island program was licensed by government to offer the first Level 3 program outside a college system, something the instructors, students, organisers and community should be very proud of. The program has attracted participants from all backgrounds, ages and even from other communities, as it offers a very professional, inclusive and supportive environment. I have to acknowledge that a lot of the credit for the success of the program has to be given to the 2 instructors, Paul and Amy, who go beyond the call of duty to ensure students' success. I congratulate and thank the students for their commitment to the program and ask all members of this House to wish them every success as they move forward on the next journey of their career path. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The honourable member, and I'd welcome for Harbour, Maine.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to rise today and share with all honourable members and the people of Newfoundland and Labrador a true act of bravery which occurred in my district of Harbour, Maine on May the 14th, 2019. Mr. Paul Fury of Chapels Cove ran to the rescue of a gentleman of the same community, Mr. Bernard Hocko, who had caught fire while working on his property burning brush in the early afternoon. As Bernard was engulfed in flames, Paul at first tried patting his neighbor down with gloves, then a jacket, and then a seat cushion from Bernard's truck. Bernard's boots kept reigniting, so Paul quickly got the senior out of his burning clothing, safe and protected from immediate danger. Paul then extinguished the brush fire, which had been spreading quickly in the area. Bernard is recovering in hospital today, but is alive due to the fast-thinking and heroic efforts of his valiant neighbor and friend. I ask all members of this House to join me in paying tribute to Mr. Paul Fury, who demonstrated great courage and sacrifice in saving the life of another human being.
The honourable member for St. John's East, Vidi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am honoured and proud to stand today to recognise and celebrate Ms. Lorraine Michael, former MHA for St. John's East, Vidi, and past New Democratic Party leader. Ms. Michael's contributions to this House of Assembly and our province are innumerable. Ms. Michael is personally responsible for my being in the House of Assembly. Lorraine taught for 12 years here in our province before committing her life to social justice and community activism, provincially, nationally, and internationally. Before being elected, she was the Executive Director of Women in Resource Development. Ms. Michael was first elected as MHA for Signal Hill, Vidi in the 2006 by-election, was re-elected in 2007 and 2011, and again in 2015 as the MHA for St. John's East, Vidi. Lorraine also served as leader of the Newfoundland and Labrador, NDP, from 2006 to 2015. Thank you, Lorraine, for your tireless efforts as a parliamentarian and your lifelong commitment to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. You are a mentor and a guide, and I'm eternally grateful for your support. I ask all honourable members to join with me in thanking and congratulating Ms. Michael.
The Honourable the member for Burgeo-LaPoile, who I understand has leave for the statement. Please proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank my colleagues for providing leave. I invite all honourable members to join me today in paying tribute to Simon Lono, a Newfoundlander dedicated to making our province a better place for us all. Simon passed away on May 24th, 2019. He spent most of his life working in some aspect of politics or public service in either government or opposition. Simon had a deep and abiding love of Parliament and its traditions, generally, and of this House in particular. He believed that it's only through informed, respectful, and vigorous debate that those of us fortunate enough to sit in this House can ensure that whatever decision we reach will be the very best for all the people of the province. Simon also believed that all citizens should take part in their communities to make the future better for us all. He put these two beliefs into action through his involvement in debating. As a national debate champion in his youth, he toured the Soviet Union in the late 1980s with a Canadian and American debate team to build bridges between West and East at the height of the Cold War. At home, Simon coached debate teams and supported the Newfoundland and Labrador Youth Parliament. He founded the Newfoundland and Labrador Speech and Debate Union in 2001, set up programs to train debaters, judges, coaches, and raise money so that students could develop their debating skills regardless of personal finances. Engagement, activism, informed, respectful, passionate debate, working with others to make life better for all. Surely that is politics at its best. Mr. Speaker, I ask that you convey to Simon's family, his wife Deirdre, children Simon, Diana, Sarah, and Sam, and his brothers Norman and Mark, the deepest and most sincere condolences of this House and the staff of the House. I ask you to do this, Mr. Speaker, in the hope that such an expression of sympathy and respect for our departed friend and colleague would give them some small comfort in their bereavement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.